Today we're going to speed things up. Welcome everybody. My name is Nelly and I love to do nails. Shout out to my bestie, Sugar the Clips. Whoop whoop. Got bestie. Got bestie. Got bestie. Anyways, so I'm very excited because in today's live, I am doing a collaboration with Melody Susie. That's why, you're so high up. And I'm actually quite excited about this because this that you see here is my Melody Susie dust collector. I have tons of drills from Melody Susie, so I have tested their um, products, their equipment, and they're actually great. I do have. Hi, Celeste. Welcome. It's been a while. I missed you. So I do have a discount code. The link is in my description. You can use code Nelly12 for a 12% off your purchase. I do have a link with my discount code attached to it. I do not get paid. I'm just here to review an item. And this is the P plus 30 GT nail dryer. So I'm very excited because this is the only lamp that I've used twice already, and I'm quite excited to see what this one can do for me. So let's start. Hi, Sandra. Thank you. Welcome, welcome. So Sandra, I don't know if you've tried this lamp before. This is going to be my first time. As you can see, I'm just opening everything up. And this is the warranty information. That is, again, Melody Susie. As you guys can see, I have not used it. I haven't even seen it before. So I do apologize to my besties if anybody did a review on this already and I just have not seen it. My apologies. I kind of been in my own little world. So we're just gonna try this baby out. Let me remove the box from the way. So again, this is their manual instructions. Always read this. Hi, welcome, Wanna Be Natural. Shout out to you, sweetie. So again, this is the P plus 30 GT nail dryer. I do not know what to expect because again, I have not tried this. I am gonna open it up and show you guys. And because this is kind of a speedy type of deal, we're gonna learn from it as we go with it. Again, there's the on and off button, 99-second timer, which is great for gel or hard gel. It does not give you heat spikes. The 60-second timer and 30-second timer, it says LED screen. Oh, I'm excited because the one I have, as you can see, does not have a screen. So whoop whoop, we got a screen, baby. Again, there's a link in my description. You can use code Nelly12 for 12% discount. And let's open her up, okay? Let's just see what this baby's really about. So here is the cable to charge it. As you can see, please do not pay attention to my nails. They are horrible. I know I have to do an infill. So let's see. Okay, so I see something blue. So this means that we have the metal part. This blue film, you can remove it. I'm going to leave it because as you can see, I left mine on my lamp. So it's perfectly fine if you choose to leave it. This is actually pretty cool that you have kind of like, it gives you a good position on how you can, put your fingers, you know. And so far it is good for the length that I'm wearing. So it gives you a nice space for it. Let's look at the inside. This is what it looks on the inside. Let me see, 3, 6, 9. 30, for what I was able to count, 30 LED lights. And this is a 48-watt power. Here is the model. It is hold on, P plus 30 GT. That's the input. And again, more information on this one. I am excited. Has anyone tried this before? So what you do is you see this, these are magnets, and it goes with these 4 points of the lamp, and you can just place it there, and it oh, it's actually pretty strong. It attaches pretty quickly, so that's a good thing. So this is what it looks on the inside. I missed you too, sweetie. Yes. Oh, you guys have it. Oh, okay. Oh, how exciting. Oh, this is a rechargeable lamp. Look, it came obviously with some charge, but I'm going to go in with the nail set, and I'm going to be charging it as we do the nail set so that we can then later come back and use it without the cable, because this one that I've been using has a cable, and I have a bunch of cables. I don't need more cables to be honest. So let me just plug this in. Hopefully I unplugged the right thing and not the lights. Give me 1 second. Okay, we're good. We got lights. Let me plug this baby in and start charging it as we do the nail set. So today, again, go to my description box and use code Nelly12 for 12% off. Hi, RX Nails. Thank you so much for coming. So let's start charging her up, and then we will be able to use her. Again, welcome. Today we're going to be doing a holographic nails, hollow. I have not done a hollow set, a silver hollow. Let me just kind of call it what it is, because there's different color holographic. But I made this baby myself this morning. I'm going to show you the glitters that I used to create this acrylic. And I personally think that she is a beauty. Hi, Nighttime Nail Therapy. Thank you so much for being here. So this is going to be very exciting. This is her in the jar. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to give you some tea, bestie. I'm going to give you some insight tea. These are the glitters that I use. This is the company that I use to mix my acrylics with. And this is the color. Again, it's holographic silver flakies. And again, you can just type that name and it'll directly it will put you in the right direction, is what I'm trying to say. And then that is the website if you want good glitters for your mixes or your acrylic mixes. I can't talk today, you guys. I'm so excited. And then this one, it's a very fine holographic glitter that I purchased from oh my god, Born Pretty. Okay, I haven't worked with them in a long time. I don't think that my code with Born Pretty works, but you can just go and check their website. Okay, so let's start. I'm going to be using this acrylic from 876 Nails, which will soon be changed to a different name. And this is Butter Cake. This is what the color looks like. I think it is a beautiful color. Again, we're going to use this glitter. I did not add a reflective, actually. I feel like I should have, but I just didn't have it. Or at least the reflectiveness. I didn't have it. Let me bring you guys closer. So what we're going to do is we're going to do an ombre on these 3 nails with the with this color and the glitter. And then we're going to do full glitter on this one because I'm going to do, of course, my 3D flowers and this one as well. Okay. So let's get started, shall we? Again, go to my description box and you can use code Nelly12 for a 12% discount on Melody Susie. And I'm excited. I can't wait to try her out. So this is, again, the first time I use this particular acrylic. And I know that, you know, we have to give it time for it to set and then apply it. So this is going to be fun. Is that good for you guys? Can you see okay? You have that same glitter. Well, you can recreate it. Go, bestie. Go, bestie. You got this. You know you do, baby. So again, this is the acrylic and it starts to polymerize a bit slow, but it looks so buttery. And the way I like to do my ombres with glitter is I just like to um, move the glitter upwards. I think that was too much acrylic. Let me see if I can remove some of this. Okay, it gives you time to work with it. So, okay, 8, 7. I hope she does not change her formula because this is pretty good to me so far. Let me just get a small bead for the cuticle area. Waiting for it to polymerize, and I'm going to place that around my cuticle. Again, it's polymerizing because I'm releasing the rest of the monomer that's on the brush, and it's giving me good timing to apply it. And then, oh, look at how nice that is blending that first bead with the first bead, I mean. Okay. Oh my god, why didn't I find her sooner? I mean, I did hear from, kind of heard from her acrylics, but never really tried them. So I'm very excited. Thank you so much to Melody Susie for allowing me to do this collab. I'm very excited. I absolutely love Melody Susie and definitely recommend them. I have used, like I said, several items from them, and they are one of the best companies when it comes to like nail drills. And of course, I always use their clear acrylic, which I am very obsessed with because it is beginner friendly, because it gives you time. I will be encapsulating with that acrylic in particular later. Look at this. This is so nice and buttery. Wow. Yeah, 10 out of 10. I like how it works because it gives me time. So I do consider it beginner friendly. I'm actually I'm actually upset that I did not find her sooner. Okay, let's go with the pinky. I'm not trying to ignore your comments. My apologies, but I am trying to speed things up a little bit. So that we can do this in a timely fashion. Clean the sides. so that we have a clean application. Always remember that the better your application, the less filing you have to do. You need a very tiny bead because this is the pinky we're talking about. I'm going to place it right here, and then I'm going to push this bead upwards towards the cuticle area because it has to be thin around the cuticle area. I love how this acrylic blends. I like the color. It's very pretty. I'm very picky. I'm a very picky person when it comes to nude acrylics, okay? So I'm just letting you know. All right, so we're done with the nude. Definitely a 10 out of 10 for me. That's my personal opinion, and I'm gonna stick to it. I will always give you a honest opinion about anything that I try on my channel. Okay, let's get ready for this baby. Look how pretty she is. She's my new baby. All right, so let's get started. And yes, again, for those of you who are coming in new, don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe if you like what you see. I did show in the beginning the 2 acrylics that I used to make this glitter acrylic. Yes, I do. I make my glitter acrylics myself. I'm going to melt this bead upwards and then making sure it's reaches both side walls. I'm going to start to bring this bead downwards. Whenever you're working with glitter, you do not want to make this layer too thick, because remember, you have to encapsulate, and glitter is not really strong. It doesn't give you a strong nail. Again, reaching both side walls, and I'm gonna blend this bead with the previous one. You will always need a clear base, okay? Again, tucking in those side walls so that we can get a nice crisp application. See? I hope you guys can see okay. Please let me know if you can't. If you have any questions at the moment, again, I'm trying to concentrate on the application. But my beautiful and very helpful moderators will help with any questions. Let's move this bead and blend it upwards. And this is exactly the reason why I like to blend my glitters this way. Let's move that acrylic towards the center of the nail, and let's start to blend this downwards, making it look thinner. Because again, these are stiletto and they do not need to be bulky. We need the proper amount of acrylic in the proper areas. Okay, that is blended with the previous bead. Let's go to the side walls. Clean those side walls very well so you have a nice crisp application. Brush down. Let's go back again to those side walls. Brush down. Side walls, side walls, side walls, side walls, until we get to that very tip. Okay. Now let's do the pinky again. This is going to be a pretty simple application. Very fast application, I would say, because I'm excited. I want to try that lamp. I want to see how good it is. I didn't get the opportunity to watch any of my nail sisters' reviews on this lamp, so I really have nothing to go by except my very own opinion on it. Again, we're going to move the acrylic towards the center, brushing it downwards to make that application nice and thin. Let's clean our brush again. Shout out to everyone who's in here, to the 37 of y'all. Please participate in the chat. You are more than welcome to do so. I just only ask of everyone to just please be respectful. And give me a like. Subscribe if you find any of this helpful. Again, we're going to move the product towards the center of the nail because that's where it has to go. We're doing this very lightly. I'm not putting much pressure. I'm just brushing top and then sides. Top, side, side. Again, side, side. Okay. So this is what it's looking like so far. Now we're going to do the full cover, which is going to be the ring finger and the thumb. My suggestion to you is, if you're going to do a full cover of any glitter, it doesn't matter how thin, it doesn't matter how thick the glitter is, you need a clear acrylic base. I already have that here. My nails, I do my nails naturally, of course, and then I do my peel off, and on top of the peel off, that's where I do my clear base, whether I'm gonna use cover or whether I'm gonna use glitter, because I'm very clumsy. So I'm gonna start with working up here. I'm gonna try to push this acrylic to both side walls very gently. Again, you do not want to build your nail with just glitter because it's going to be a weak nail. It doesn't matter. I understand that it has clear in it. However, the glitter compromises um, the clear, the you know how strong it would be. Again, I'm doing very thin applications. Look, I'm going to show you how much acrylic I'm picking up. That's how much acrylic I'm picking up with my brush. And then I'm going to go in right up here where my last bead ended, and I'm going to push this upwards. I hope I'm showing you everything. Push it upwards and making sure it reaches both side walls. After it reaches both side walls and it reaches the cuticle area, then I'm going to blend it downwards, and that's how you get a nice and flushed acrylic application near your cuticle area without flooding your cuticle. Now we're going to apply a bead down here. Again, we're going to make sure it reaches both side walls. And then we're going to blend this with the previous bead. Again, I'm not trying to build the nail with this. We need this application to actually be quite thin because we need to encapsulate. Okay, now let's grab the last bead. I'm going to make this a very small bead because it's not, you know, we don't need to encapsulate such a big area. I'm going to blend this upwards so it's not bulky. Again, very light brushing it downwards very lightly and making sure those side walls are nicely shaped. And now we're gonna do the thumb. Let me see if I see any. Thank you so much. Shout out to the 72 of y'all in here. Please don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe if you like what you see. I hope that I'm explaining this in a way that you can understand. Again, I have a layer already of clear acrylic, and I'm going to do a full cover of glitter. You always, if you're going to do a full cover of glitter, or even if you're going to do a full cover of color, you need a base, a strong base. There's nothing really stronger than clear acrylic. So I suggest that you do a clear acrylic base first, and then you go in with whether it's a color or whether it's a glitter, whatever your beautiful heart desires. And I'm gonna work with, you know, slowly. I'm not gonna rush it. I don't want to build the nail with the glitter. Again, I'm just trying to do a thin application because we need to encapsulate. I hope you guys like this glitter. Yes, I made it myself. I have actually several lives where I make my own glitter. If you guys want to check those out, I did show at the beginning of the live where I get the glitters from. I like to show everyone how to do things, especially with this economy. It'll save you money, and you can make beautiful acrylics yourself at home. All you need is a clear acrylic that you feel comfortable using and the right glitters. Again, it's not a huge bead. Place it right here, making sure it reaches both side walls. I'm going to blend this with the previous bead, so again it doesn't look lumpy. Making sure those side walls are very nicely tucked in. I think I put this in a little bit crooked. I think that's part of the process, I guess. And then another small bead right down here. Blend it upwards. Sorry, I keep hitting my phone with the brush because I'm trying to give you a nice close-up. Very light brush towards the free edge of the nail. Always making sure the application, oh my god, this nail is really crooked. Oh well, good thing I have a peel off on the bottom. All right, so this is what we have. I think this is very beautiful. I don't know about you guys, but that's just my opinion. Shout out to everyone in here. Please give me a like. Once again, I am going to be using Melody Susie. Melody Susie, it's all over my desk, you guys. There's a link in my description box. Please use code Nelly12. I don't get any money. I'm just letting you know so that you know you can save some money if you do go to their website. But I'm just in love with this clear acrylic. As you can see, the jar is almost empty. And I have like 3 more because that's how much I like it. Okay, so let's encapsulate. Let's start with the pinky. This clear acrylic, it's very nice. And it gives me time to work with it. So I believe it is very beginner friendly. Let's brush this clear upwards so it blends nicely with the previous bead, making sure it reaches both side walls, keeping the acrylic on top. Remember, you guys are in charge. Do not get nervous if you see that your bead runs towards the sides. All you have to do is guide it. Once you learn your liquid to powder ratio, you should be fine, bestie. So no need to be nervous over here. And I'm going to place this bead right here. It's running towards the side walls, as you can see. But I'm going to move that bead towards the center of the nail by brushing the side walls. And then lightly brushing the surface. This is what we're going to build the nail with. So you want to make sure you have the right coverage of clear on this nail. Okay. It seems like it has good structure. Now let's encapsulate the full cover. Wait until it fully polymerizes. I'm going to place my first bead up here, making sure it reaches both side walls. I'm going to flatten this top right here for a little bit and then start to move it downwards. I'm going to clean my brush one more time. See, it gives me plenty of time to walk this bead down the nail. I definitely also recommend this acrylic if you're beginner friendly. Again, I have a discount code in my description box. You can use Nelly12 if you are going to purchase anything from Melody Susie. Again, now I'm going sidewall to sidewall to make sure that there's enough acrylic on the surface here. Okay. Now let's go to that cuticle area, and this is the reason why I said do not make the glitter application too thick, because this is what you need to build your nail with, the clear acrylic, to make it a strong nail. Sidewall to sidewall, and then lightly brushing it downwards until it blends perfectly with that bottom, or not perfectly, but as best as you can. Again, now we're going to get the cuticle bead, which is going to be very small. The cuticle bead, I'm going to place it right where the last one ended, ended, and then I'm going to move it towards the side walls, and I'm going to push it upwards because the cuticle area should be flushed, encapsulated but flushed. Like, you don't want a lot of clear around your cuticle area. And then I'm going to blend this downwards. And it seems like it has a good structure. Always remember, the better your application, the less filing you have to do. Again, I'm going to wait for it to fully polymerize. Then I'm going to place it right here in the middle, making sure it reaches, again, both side walls. Then I'm going to blend upwards to encapsulate those beautiful glitters here on the top. And then I'm going to start to bring this downwards. This acrylic in particular, it's very easy to walk it down once you get to learn your liquid to powder ratio. Now this bead, I'm going to place it right up here, kind of releasing it a little bit downwards. Gonna go tuck in those side walls because the acrylic just needs a little bit of guidance. I'm not gonna be running after it. Now it's when I move it towards the center of the nail, lightly brushing it downwards. If it's a stiletto, you do then top, side, side, top, side, side. And if you don't want to have to take too much, you can always kind of brush it upwards. Now I'm looking at it on a side angle to make sure there's no bumps. And if there are, that, you know, it's an easy fix. And like I said, one of the things that I like about this acrylic is that it gives me time to work with it. And that's why I'm saying it is beginner friendly. Again, Melody Susie has pretty cool stuff. And I'm excited about the lamp. I'm not gonna lie. I'm sorry that I'm not reading your comments at this very moment. I'm not trying to ignore anybody. I'm just trying to get this application done so that we can start the fun part, which is decorating and having fun with the set itself. Again, making sure the acrylic is on the surface of the nail. And now I need another bead. This bead is not going to be as big. And I'm going to place the bead up here, dragging it down a little bit. Tug it in, but making sure it reaches both side walls. Then I'm going to start to blend it upwards so I don't have a blob there. Then side, 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 lightly surface, side, side, surface, side, side. You're going to look at it from your side view, and if there's any bumps, then you can actually move the acrylics, whether it's whether it's up or down. Okay. Okay. I think that's good. Okay, now let's encapsulate. Constantine, shout out to you. Thank you for being here. I'm going to give some shout outs once I finish the acrylic application. I'm not even counting how many times I'm bouncing that acrylic. The brush on the acrylic. Side wall, brush it upwards a little bit, and then downwards. Now we're gonna go try to build that cuticle area. This is a much bigger nail, so we need a bigger bead, of course. Again, side wall, and then we're gonna push it upwards until we reach that cuticle area. Once we do that, we can brush the rest of this bead downwards. And you're going to continue to brush it down until you see that it's perfectly blended all together. I'm going to clean the sidewalls. I hope that I'm able to help you with the application. I have so many lights on me. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bounces that I can't even see your comments at this moment. This bead, I'm going to lay it right here. I drag it down a little bit, move that acrylic towards the center, and then blend it upwards because this apex needs to be reinforced. And it all depends, of course, on the length of your nail. I understand that not a lot of people do this type of length, but some people do appreciate the art within the set. As you can see, I'm just going sidewall to sidewall. Clean the bottom part. Side view. I'm going to blend this up again. I think that's a good coverage of that tip right there. Okay, let's see how we did. For the shaping, I know that is the most boring part of a nail set. So I'm going to try to read some of your comments as I start to shape the nails. I do majority of my shaping with my hand file, and then I go in with the e-file and file the cuticle area. So whenever you are applying acrylic, you want to hear for this sound. That means it's fully set and cured. This one, as you can see, it has no sound here because it's still setting. So while I shape this one, the rest are going to start to set and get, nice and hard. Yes, I was inspired by my bestie, Sugar Eclipse Nails. She is the queen of silver holographic. Let me just add that because a lot of her sets include hollow. She actually gets very excited, and there's a reason because I know that I inspired her recently to try and doing 3D flowers, which I encourage everyone to do. I try to teach the best way that I can. I am not an educator. I am just your typical neighbor trying to show you my tips and tricks so that you can apply it to your application and potentially help you. This is for those of you who, like me, cannot afford to go to nail school. That's why YouTube University is in our favor. Everything that I've learned, I don't want to say that this is how you have to do things. Because again, I'm not an educator. I'm not a nail technician. I'm just an enthusiast, and I always make that very clear. However, I think there is a beautiful part that we play within the nail community, and that is to encourage each other and to help each other out when it comes to nails. And if you win, I feel like I'm winning too. So if I learn something new, I'm going to try to show you how I did it, and then you can try it at home and see if the same method works for you. And if it doesn't, then that's okay. You continue to look. Again, same sound. Let's go very sharp with those sidewalls. And then here at the bottom, and go sidewalls again. I hope everyone's Sunday is going great. Thank you so much for giving me some of your time. I am charging the nail lamp that Melody Susie sent me, which we're going to be using today. I'm excited over the fact that it's rechargeable. That is the first rechargeable lamp I've ever had. I mean, I do have a rechargeable mini lamp, but it's not the same thing. So I'm quite excited about that. I am very grateful that Melody Susie, we've been working together for years now. So I've been very blessed that they, like to collaborate with me. And I love my PR rep. She's awesome. Again, we're looking for the same sound. If it doesn't sound that way, then it's not fully set. Hi, bros. Thank you so much for participating in the chat. Don't be shy. The only thing that I ask is that anyone that participates in the chat is respectful. Otherwise, my mods will take care of any bullies up here. Consider this as a safe place. You can ask questions. If I'm not able to see your question, either my mods will try to get my attention by screaming at me on the chat, or they will answer those questions for me. My moderators here is, at this moment, I see it's Sandra. Sandra Sparkly Sets. She has a YouTube channel. You can feel free to follow her. Sugar the Clips Nails also has a YouTube channel, which she's freaking awesome. I know there's several of you in here that have YouTube channels, but at this time I'm just talking about my moderators, which I'm very grateful for. Thank you honestly from the bottom of my heart for all the nice gifts. Thank you for giving me some of your time. I hope that I can make it worth it for you guys, and then I'm able to teach you something new or a different way of doing things. People work differently, and we all try to achieve the same goal, which is to have a nail set that we can look at and we can feel proud of doing it because we did it ourselves. And we didn't even go to school for it. So I know I'm very proud of my sets. I know there's a lot of people that come up here and they make fun of either the length. Oh, why are their nails so long? I used to do them longer. I can actually show you my wall. Right up there, I have tons of my sets. I do use, like I said, a peel-off method, which allows me to pop these sets. And when I pop them off, they look like press-ons. So if you stay tuned, I can show you some of my recent sets so that you can see what they look like. They actually look like press-ons. Yes, I do wear these nails on for a few days actually. Even though I use a peel-off method, they do last several days. And I have a lot of fun wearing these nails because, yes, there are a lot of trolls out there, but there's also a lot of people that complement my sets for one reason or the other. And I love that. Again, making sure that those side walls are very nice and crisp. And then I'm going to go in really soon with the e-file, and I'm going to shape um, that cuticle area a little bit better. Again, you hear that sound now? That means it's nice and set. Oh, thank you for the gift. Lana Haley? Is that how you pronounce your name? Thank you, sweetie. Thank you, Lana. Shout out to you, babe. Thank you for participating in the chat. Thank you for the gift. Thank you for respecting my rules, which are pretty basic, which is being respectful. It's free. Because sometimes we use this type of sessions as therapy because we don't know what the other person is going through. I personally love to talk about mental health on my channel. I like to talk about my personal experiences because I know there's someone out there who might need a word of advice, a word of comfort, because we're all going through something. And, you know, it's great to know that we're not alone in our daily battles. Recently, I have been very struck down, pushed down by life, to be honest. And I just try to keep going. You guys keep me going in a way that you don't even understand. You guys inspire me every single time. Okay, let's go with that e-file, which is also from Melody Susie. Again, I have a tons of items from Melody Susie. Definitely check out my description box. And I like this one because it doesn't have a cord. I do have a more fancier one right up here. I love this one. This is also my baby. Also, as you can see, from Melody Susie. Again, check out my description box. This is my fancy one, but I'm not trying to be fancy. We're just trying to get this set done. I am using a 5-in-1 drill bit, and it is a safety bit. I'm using it to get really close to my cuticle without cutting myself. Trying to seal that cuticle area as best as I can, even though I do have a peel off. I still like my sets to look nice and flushed so that they can last quite a few days. Okay. Melody Susie is one of the best companies when it comes to drills, their drill bits. Everything that I've tried from them so far, I really don't have any complaint. That clear acrylic, in my opinion, I love it. Again, what I like, you might not like, and what you like, I may not like it. But that acrylic does work for me, to be quite honest. Again, I'm just flushing that cuticle area as best as I can. Now I'm going underneath. Okay. I like my stiletto sets to be very nice and sharp. Yes, I have cut myself many times. I have cut other people with my nails, which I have to be very careful because I'm a pharmacy technician. So I work with patients. I have not cut one patient because they just, they look at my nails, they compliment my nails, and they just keep it moving. Again, flushing that cuticle area to make sure that there is no acrylic on my skin. You should do this every time you do an acrylic application. This will ensure that you don't have any lifting, although I don't care for lifting because I'm wearing a peel off, which eventually will lift. But I'm just speaking as if, you're going to make this set like a permanent set. A good way to know how your application is when you turn your nail upside down. Let me remove this. Give me 1 second. This gets on my nerves. When you look at your nails this way and you see that it's not very bulky on the sides, that's how you know you have a nice sharp application. If you see that the nail is too wide, like when you turn it around, like if when you turn your hand like this and it's too wide on the sides, that's when you know you have a little bit too much acrylic on those side walls. You might want to go in there again and shape them nicely. Yes, I am touching my cuticle with this drill bit, but because it's a safety drill bit and I'm only at 12,000 RPMs, which is something I can definitely control, I'm not cutting myself. Also, if you are brand new to using drills or you've never used one and you want to get one, I suggest Melody Susie again. You can use code Nelly12 for 12% off. As you can see, I am balancing my hand with my pinky. I am putting pressure so that when I'm doing this, my my drill doesn't go around the nail like this and potentially cut me. Always make sure to balance your hand. That is, your pinky is going to be your best friend when it comes to shaping, and when it comes to nail art, it's also very helpful. The reason I'm saying this, it's because I have very shaky hands because of my thyroid condition. So yeah, again, I'm looking at it from this angle and it doesn't look like I have too much acrylic on the sides. As you can see, it looks nice and slim, and that's why it's so pointy and dangerous, which I like. Let's turn this baby off, and now let me find a buffer. Let's buff these babies out, and then we'll get to the fun part. Hi Tori, thank you so much for being here. Shout out to the 34 of y'all in here. Thank you for the 31 likes. I appreciate you all very much. Thank you for giving me some of your time here on this beautiful Sunday, whether it's nice, shiny, or whether it's thunder and lightning, or whether there's a lot of smoke in the air, because that we've been getting a lot of that too. It's horrible. Please be safe out there. Wear a mask because that smoke is dangerous for your lungs. And that's coming from, a smoker, you know. I was watching the news in different platforms, and some of them said that, you know, inhaling that it just in by you inhaling that smoke for long periods of time, it's like if you were smoking, depending on the area, if there's a lot of smoke in the air, if you were smoking like 10 cigarettes. I was like, whoa. That's a lot even for me that I'm a smoker. So could be even worse for me because I'm a smoker. I'm not promoting people to smoke. I'm just, you know, speaking from experience. Because we're all adults here, or at least we should be all adults in here. We are on the way to 5K subscribers. Whoop, whoop. So please do subscribe. Once I reach 5K, I am going to do a giveaway. And I'm so excited. I'm going to try to see if one of these companies wants to partner with me for that giveaway. I've never done that. That'd be pretty cool, huh? Okay. So we're done with that. Let me remove some of the dust. I do apologize. I have a tablet that unfortunately is not working the way it should, so I'm not able to see your comments. I'm only able to see them on my phone, which is not the greatest. I'm just gonna remove all this part right here because it contains a lot of dust that we don't want. And then let me just remove some of the dust from here. Thank you for being here, you guys. Let's clean these babies with some isopropyl alcohol. And let's see how they're gonna look. I'm always excited about this part because once you clean them off, it kind of shows you, you know, what they're somewhat going to look. And yes, I am using 99% isopropyl alcohol. So if I had cut myself, I would be screaming right now. So that's why it's so important to use safety drill bits. See, this is what nail's gonna look like. Woo! So pretty. Hi, Shadray. Thank you so much for your gift. Shout out to you. Look how pretty. Oh, I'm excited. I am excited. Okay, so now that they're clean, let me just clean them on the underside. Just clean my hands, period. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I'm going to try this this lamp that Madam Glam, Melody Susie sent me. I'm confusing because I have a bottle of gel. It's Melody Susie, and this is a rechargeable lamp. Yes. Okay, so before we do anything else to the nail sets, let's just put some top coat. Um, let's see how this baby works. Like, let me unplug her. Okay. Okay, does it have like a sensor? Let me see. Okay. Okay, so it does have that sensor that when you put your hands, and automatically gives you 30 seconds. You can choose the 60-second count. I don't know if you can see the numbers right here. It only has 3 bars of charge. And then the 99-second, I like this very much. I can see how many seconds I'm curing my hand for. And the 99-second, it's great for hard gel. I used to do hard gel a lot. And that button, not every lamp has that setting for 99 seconds. What that does is that it kind of increase the lighting in a slow motion so that you don't get those heat spikes from the gel or from the hard gel. And then, it has good space in it. My nails fit quite nicely, as you can see. I like this lamp. I do like this lamp. Okay, I'm so excited. Let me just, I'll put it on the 60. Let's put some top coat first. Top coat, I'm going to start down here. Making sure I cover both side walls, and then I'm going to push up so that I don't flood my cuticle area. I am going to be doing 3D flowers, like I said before. Let me clean my skin. Whenever you're playing with gel, you do not want gel on your skin. That can potentially give anyone a allergy at any given point, and we don't want that on this channel. Look how pretty that glitter is. Let me start from the bottom here, reaching both side walls. After I apply the top coat, then we're going to get to play with the nails. And decorating them. And then you guys can tell me what you guys would like to see. And I will go with that. Now let me go to the cuticle area. Pushing it lightly upwards towards the cuticle without touching my skin. Again, same thing. We're gonna start down here. And I got this tip from Sugar Eclipse. And I thought it was a really good tip when you're applying top coat. You start down here. You don't go right ahead with a full brush filled with gel and just go straight to the cuticle area. Then you start to push upwards the gel a little bit slowly, and that way you do not flood your cuticle area. I thought that was a genius point. So thank you, Sugar. Once again, my moderators here, Sugar Eclipse, has a YouTube channel. You can go ahead and follow her, subscribe to her channel, and also Sandra Sparkly Sets. Sandra is the queen of stamping. So if you like stamping art, she is the girl for you. Let's go upwards now. She is the stamping queen. Sugar Eclipse is the hollow / rainbow queen, because she loves rainbows. I mean, I do love rainbows too. Not for any particular reason or anything. It's just we like all the colors. I like colorful sets. Excuse my Spanglish. Again, start from down here, going down, making sure to get those side walls very nicely. And then we push up towards that cuticle area without touching your skin. And if you so happen to touch your skin, you can just go ahead and wipe it off. Okay, I don't have any gel on my skin, which is the most important. Actually, I do. Let me clean that real quick. Always look at your nails, your fingers before curing anything. Okay, let's see how this baby works. So I had set it up for 60 seconds, which is usually what it takes to cure just clear gel. It feels very nicely, actually. I have to check. I don't even remember my old lamp because this is my new baby. um, Again, let me check. That is the P plus 30 GT lamp from Melody Susie. The link is in the description box, and there's a link with my discount code. Again, I do not gain any commission from them. I just review stuff for you guys, so you can go and check them out. um I'm excited. I'm excited. I like it. I like how it looks. I like the fact that it has the countdown. I really like that very much. And it cured perfectly. This lamp is my new baby. Look how pretty. And we still have to decorate them. Don't they look pretty? Do you like them, Sugar? You like that holographicness in it? Be careful driving, Sandra. Hell yeah. Okay, so let me get my bling. I have to move my old lamp. This baby, she has her own spot right now. So I'm gonna use these bling from LGN Pro. As you guys know, when it comes to bling, this is my favorite brand. um where is my, oh, here it is. I need to use this for my bling application. I also have a bigger jar. I don't know. You guys let me know what you guys want to see, and of course I will do that. Let me just grab one of these rhinestones. Of course, I'm going to grab the biggest one, which is this one. I'm going to grab two of them. And then you, and then I guess two of you for the ring, and then the thumb will be this one, and then I'm going to use two of these ones because they're smaller. And we're just gonna go with that, and then we'll do the 3D flowers on top. Okay, so that's gonna be the start of my 3D flowers. I'm gonna start with the rhinestones first, and then I go in. We're gonna do them in white. Again, I like this gel. This gel is from Double Rhythm, and it's pretty awesome. It is a non-wipe. So Once you cure it, once you place everything, make sure that everything is straight. I do that quite a lot actually. I think that it's straight and it's really not. And because it's gel, you think you're placing them in the right spot and you're not. So before you cure, move your hand in every direction possible until you're sure that that is where you want them. And then you set up to, let's just do a flash cure. It is counting down from 60 because that's how I set it up at the beginning. And then let's do the other nail, which is going to be the thumb. Can you see clearly? Please let me know in the chat. Um, Link Melody Susie in the chat, you mean? I absolutely can. I just need thank you 305. Give me 1 second. Let me just set this rhinestones up to cure and then I'll definitely try to do that. Again, my tablet is just horrible. I mean, if you don't mind, sugar, try to go, because again, it is in my description box. So if you can go to my description and just grab the link from there. It's the second link because the first link is for their YouTube channel. Ugh, I don't know. This doesn't look very straight to me, but I'm just going to go with it. And then we're going to cure. I like that you put your hand right in there and it just sets at the number that I had set it up. As you can see, it's counting down. I like this. And it's rechargeable, people. Rechargeable. I have a freaking cord on the other lamp. This is my new baby. She's my new baby. She's pink and pretty, and I love her. I love her already. I'm in love. I have to say it. I'm in love. Okay, so let's work on our 3D flowers. Let's go over the rules of 3D flowers. So I'm going to use this dropper and this small dapping dish. You can buy one of these very small ones. They come in those small kits from Acrylic on Amazon. You can, I think, buy them. Thank you so much, Sugar. Unfortunately, my tablet does not allow me to do anything on my comments. But that is the link for Melody Susie. And I'm going to go in with the monomer that I was using. I'm going to grab some monomer. Again, let's go over the rules. So everything is important when it comes to 3D flowers. The temperature in the room, the type of monomer that you're using, the type of acrylic that you're using. If you have a fast setting monomer, you do not need acetone. And if you have a fast setting acrylic, you do not need monomer. However, if you're like me and you like the slow setting or smooth setting, whether it's acrylic or monomer, you will need just a few drops of acetone. This is just a regular brand of acetone that I purchased from the pharmacy that I work at, and this is a 98% acetone. So I'm just gonna grab a little bit. I just put like 7 drops in there. This is the first time, by the way, that I use this acrylic for 3D flowers, so I don't know what it's going to do or how it's going to react. This is called Lace Me by 876 Nails. This girly is changing the name of her brand, and I am praying that she does not change the quality of her acrylics. I just used this color right here is her acrylic, and it was very nice and buttery. So now we're gonna go with the white. This is the first time that I use this white for 3D flowers, and like I said, I don't know how it's going to react. Now for my brush, this is the brush that I'm going to use. This is a Panna brush. As you can see, it says so right here. It's kind of faded because it's very old. This is the number 4. You can purchase this brush on Amazon for $10. This is a Kolinsky brush. Again, a number 4 Panna brush or Panna 3D brush. So we're going to mix the monomer with the acetone. And I need a big bead, so I'm not going to remove any of the monomer from it. I'm just going to go ahead and grab the first bead. Let's see how this acrylic works. By poking it, I am releasing the rest of the monomer that was on the brush. You're going to wait a few seconds before you go in and put pressure on that bead. If you see that it's running too far away, you can always move that bead and then go ahead and push down at a 45-degree angle to make it wide. You go in the middle with the tip of your brush and brush it upwards. I'm going to make this a little bit wider by putting pressure here on the sides, and then I'm going to bring those 2 tips together at the top with the body of the brush. You do not want to make too much pressure with the brush because it will take away from the shape of the brush, and you don't want to do that. So far, I like how this acrylic is working. Just gonna remove. It gives me time to work with it, so that's pretty cool. It also depends on how big you want your flowers. I'm going to move my hand this way because, you know, gravity, you see, has a little bit too much monomer, and I'm just going to move that bead with a dry brush to remove a little bit of the monomer, and I'm gonna make it into a little bead again as I have time to work and play with the acrylic. Then I'm gonna go in once it starts to set. I'm gonna go in at a 45-degree angle, and I'm gonna put pressure down. I'm not using the entire brush. I'm just using about half of it. See? Now I'm gonna go again, pick up another bead, Make sure it polymerizes. And then I'm going to place it on the other side. Wait a few seconds until it releases from the brush. Remove my brush, clean my brush, and then we're going to wait a few seconds. And this is the beauty about working with slow setting, is the fact that you're able to fix if you make any mistakes. Once the bead starts to look a little bit matted, that's when you know it's good to start applying pressure. Because if you apply pressure too soon, it is not going to look good. It's going to go back to the original shape. So all that acrylic is just going to go back to becoming a bead again. So you want to wait just a few seconds. Now we're going to do the same thing here at the bottom. I'm grabbing a big bead, making sure it polymerizes. I'm going to place it down. I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, then I'll release it. Because if I wait a little bit, it allows the rest of the monomer that is within the brush to release onto that bead. Once you see that the acrylic attaches to the nail, you can release the brush. If you try to do it too soon, it's not going to work. Again, towards the rhinestone at a 45-degree angle, you're going to push down using just half of the brush. With the tip of your brush, you're going to do that long line in the middle as long as you can, very lightly. You don't have to do it too hard, because if you put too much pressure on the tip of your brush, you risk damaging your brush. You always want to keep your brush, at a point. Okay. Now we have the first one. Let's go get the other ones. Let me clean my brush. Always make sure to clean your brush constantly. I just wait a few seconds. Place it down. 1, 2, 3, release. Let it be. Do not touch it. It's going to polymerize itself. As you can see, it's very shiny. It actually had a little bit too much monomer. That's why it's running a little bit too far away. But while it's still doing that, with a dry brush, you can still go back and fix it. Push it a little bit more together so it looks more like a round bead. Once it starts to set, it's not going to look as shiny. That is the perfect timing. Go ahead at a 45-degree angle, push down, down, down. You can move your brush slightly towards the side to make that a little bit bigger. And there is your petal. Again, picking up the bead. Clapping a little bit, the brush, hitting it a little bit. Now it's time to release it. So put it down, count 1, 2, 3, release. Do not touch the bead. It has enough monomer in it. You can clean your brush, which I just did. You just didn't see me. And if it's losing, if it has a little bit too much monomer, you can remove the monomer that you have on the brush and then go back and, make that bead rounder by removing some of that monomer with your own brush. So you can either add or remove monomer from that petal. Only using half of my brush. See? Sorry, it wasn't focusing. I apologize. So we have our flower. Okay, now let's do the flower on. Everything is timing, besties. Everything is timing. And it takes time for you to get to know the acrylic, and it takes time for you to get to know your monomer. But as you practice more and more, you'll be able to, get everything done better and better and better. You just keep getting better. Again, there are certain mistakes that you can fix yourself. Again, I'm going to grab as much monomer as I can with my brush. I'm going to pick up my first bead, which is going to be the biggest one. I'm going to tap the brush a little bit. You're going to place that bead down. You're going to count to 3. 1, 2, 3, release. That bead is going to start to polymerize itself. You don't have to do anything. Let me see if I can bring you a little bit closer. And then you're going to wait up to 6, maybe 7 seconds, depending on the consistency of the acrylic, which I like this one because it gives me time. Pressing down at a 45-degree angle using like practically half of my brush, right? Down, and then with the tip, very lightly pull all the way up. You don't want to make too much pressure. To make this whiter, you're going to press down here slightly towards both sides. And then with the body of the brush, you're going to bring those two tips to a point at the top. Thank you so much for the gift. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you find this helpful. Now for the smaller beads, I'm going to just put the brush in the monomer just halfway and then grab the bead. Doing a double dip is a little dangerous because it might not release from the brush depending on the acrylic. But I mean, it worked. It worked okay. So now it's released. We're going to count. It's actually running a little bit. Again, you can fix those mistakes. You clean your brush to remove the excess monomer that you may have, and you bring it together like this to make it round. And then you wait a few seconds, and then you go in at a 45-degree angle and push down. To make it wider, you can move the brush a little bit to the sides like that, and you make that petal wider on the sides. Okay, again, halfway the brush in the monomer, pick up 1, 2, 3, take it out, tap it, place the bead down. Let's count again. 1, 2, 3, release. If it doesn't release, it means your brush did not have enough monomer. That's something that can be fixed. So do not get discouraged. Again, this is just practice, remember. Again, you're going to wait about 5 to 7 seconds depending on how fast your acrylic sets. This is a slow setting monomer, slow setting acrylic, so it gives me time. I'm going to go in at a 45-degree angle towards the rhinestone, and I'm going to push down using only half of the brush. To make it wider, I'm going to kind of wiggle it a little bit towards the sides. See? The point is that you make it look just about the same size as the previous bead. Now we're going to do the petal up here. Again, I'm going to submerge the entire brush so I can grab as much monomer as I can. Dip it in the, I'm not going at a 90 degree. Again, just slightly 1, 2, 3. I think I can double dip this one. Again, if it does not release, it's fine. It means it's too dry. Place it down. 1, 2, 3. Release. If you think it needs a little bit more monomer, you can just, you know, kind of touch it with the brush. That way you can release the rest of the monomer that's within the brush. You're going to wait 5 to 7 seconds, depending again on how fast that acrylic sets, towards the rhinestone, 45-degree angle down, using only half of your brush with the tip very lightly. You don't have to put much pressure. Do that long line in the middle as long as you can take it, as long as, you know, as far as you can take it. And then I'm going to go here, side, side, and then I'm going to move those two tips at the top with the body of the brush. That gives you a much bigger and wider petal. Hi, Phoenix, my bestie. Okay, let me just clean my brush again. I'm going to dip it in halfway. Pick up the bead. 1, 2, 3. Take it out. Tap it. Place it down. Count. 1, 2, 3. Release. Let's count this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's starting to move a little bit too fast, so I'm going to bring it back to a much defined circle or bead. And then I'm going to put pressure at a 45-degree angle straight down. And if I want it bigger, I'm just going to wiggle the brush a little bit. Wiggle, wiggle. See? And you make the petal a little bit wider. Waking up late. I hope you had lots of fun yesterday, though. Again, let's pick up the bead. 1, 2, 3. Tap the brush. We're going to place that bead down. Count. 1, 2, 3. Release. We're going to wait for the monomer to do its job. You see how shiny that bead is? You're going to wait until it starts to look a little bit more matted, meaning it's not going to look as shiny. And again, depending on how fast the acrylic sets and how much how much acetone you put in there is how long you're going to wait. Then at a 45-degree angle, push down, and then you just wiggle it a little bit to make it bigger and bigger until you get somewhat of the same size bead. Wiggle, wiggle. See? So I hope that you practice. Ended up swatching online with Dinga. Hey, at least you have fun, okay? So now, cleaning the brush. This is a very important part, besties. Okay, let me just cover this real quick. You're going to dip your brush down. Clean the back, the front, side, lightly. You always want to make sure that when you clean your brush, it looks like this, up to a point. Once you do that, then you can put it away safely. If it has acrylic inside of the bristles, that means you were putting too much pressure with the bristles. Think about it. If you spread the bristles of the brush too much, acrylic is going to get in between those bristles of your brush. So you want to make sure that when you're using it, you know, put pressure, but not enough pressure for it to spread completely. That will keep you, will give you a much cleaner brush. Always clean your brush within, you know, with every swipe that you do. Okay, so let's add, oh my God, I don't even know what else to do. What do you guys think? Let me bring you back out a little bit. What do you guys think? Should we add more rhinestones? What do you guys want to see? You let me know. Do you want me to add more rhinestones? Yes? No? Let me know in the chat. If you don't tell me, I do not know. You want rhinestones? Anyone else? No one else? Really? Wow. Well, Phoenix, I think you're the only one who wants rhinestones. I took out this beautiful butterfly. I don't even know how to use it or where to place her. Want to be natural? Shout out to you. You want rhinestones too? Okay, cool. Isn't she pretty? I like her. I know she's going to get caught in my hair, but I really don't care. That kind of rhyme. Okay, another flower. You would say that. Okay, so I'm just going to do one more flower on the pointer finger. This one's going to look different. Let's just do a more round flower so that I can place that butterfly. What do you guys think? Do you want the round one or do you want the pointy one? The one that has these type of petals. You want these petals or you want these petals? Put number 1 in the chat if you want this type of petals, and number 2 if you want to see these type of petals on the flower. You have to participate, you guys. I'm not going to do anything you don't want to watch. This petal number 1 and this petal number 2. Let me know in the chat right now. Come on. While you guys decide, I'm just going to place that rhinestone where it has to go, which is in the middle. I'm going to place the rhinestone actually down here so that I can place that butterfly somewhere up here. Number 1 or number 2. Making sure it's right in the center of the nail. Flash cure. Hi, Pee-Pee! One. Okay, so number 1. All right, I got you. Don't jump me. Okay. Let's do another flower, I guess. Let's bring out that. Where did I? Oh, here's the monomer. Let's do another flower because that's what my besties wants. They want to see today. Okay, I'm gonna give you what you want, bestie. Okay, so on to place it down. 1, 2, 3, release. I'm gonna let the monomer do its thing. Is there a choice for both petals? Now you just want to see me do 3D flowers all day. Pushing down 45-degree angle, do that long line in the middle. Bring those two tips together with the body of the brush. Again, half the brush. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna move my hand like this to the side. 1, 2, 3, release. I'm placing my hand like this because gravity obviously is going to pull that acrylic to the side. And yes, I do want the acrylic to go to the side. However, I want to bring it down there on my own terms. I don't want a saggy, weird looking petal. I'm just going to wait for a few more seconds. Press down. 45-degree angle. Do that long line in the middle very lightly, as long as I can. I'm gonna make that petal a little bit wider. Sorry. And then I'm gonna bring those two tips to the center. Half the brush. 1, 2, 3. Tap it. Place the bead. 1, 2, 3. Release. We're going to wait a little bit for this to polymerize. You can give it a little bit of life to the petals. You can actually I would make it look so easy. You can actually give it a little bit of curve. I can show you how to do that as well. So let's say you want to curve this petal, right? Let me move to the middle of the screen. So you're going to press down, right? Same thing, 45-degree angle, only using half of my brush. With the tip, you're going to do kind of like a seam movement like that, just with the tip of your brush, right? And then you move the petal like that. So you're kind of giving it a little bit of like swirl to the petal, as if it's looking down this way. Now, half the brush. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to place it down right here. 1, 2, 3. Release. Thank you. Thank you for the gift. Whoop whoop. Again, you're going to wait just a few seconds. This one is running a little bit too much, so I'm just going to remove some of that monomer with my dry brush. Then you're going to push down 45-degree angle. Let's say you're going to move this petal towards that way. Do the same thing. Whoosh. See? A little bit of curve. You just move the two tips on the right here together. You can move it a little bit further down. See how the flower starts to look a little bit more alive? So what I'm going to do is the petal right here, I'm just going to do a swoosh again, but upwards. Submerging half my brush. 1, 2, 3. Pick up, tap, place down. 1, 2, 3. Release. My brush. The sumis. Again, push down 45-degree and go straight. Go straight. Then you're going to do that kind of okay, hold on. Push down and then do that little curve. I just hope I did the same thing with this petal right here, but I didn't. And then we're going to place that butterfly somewhere around here. Okay, for that, I'm going to have to use my little flashy. Jesus, anything that's in front of this lamp, it just... Let me move this out of the way. Actually, let me place it right here. She's quite heavy. I'm going to flash cure her. We're going to do something fun. I'm going to add some more rhinestones to this nail. Let me fully cure her in my new lamp because I got to use my baby. I'm going to add some rhinestones and kind of like a curve way so that you guys can see. It's going to look really pretty. We're going to use different size rhinestones, and we're going to use some caviar beads as well. Let me grab my little brush and the caviar beads. Okay, so let me add some let me add some gel, and then with this brush I'm going to move that gel like that. You see what I'm trying to do? Okay, let me get the rhinestones. Again, we're going to use different size rhinestones. Let's start with the biggest one. Then we're going to go down one size. Then we're going to go down one more size. Then we're going to go to the smallest size. And then we're going to go in with the caviar beads. And we're going to do one caviar bead along each side of the rhinestones. Can you see what I'm doing? Again, caviar beads, caviar beads, caviar bead. Caviar bead, and then we're going to finish with 3 caviar beads. 2, 3. What do you guys think? You think it looks pretty? And then we're going to flash cure in my new lamp for Melody Susie. Link is in the description box, you guys. I am excited. This is a rechargeable lamp. My very first rechargeable lamp. I love it. It's beautiful. It's nice pink. Look. It's beautiful, nice pink. You can see the time here. It has good space inside because these nails are long as hell. You guys know that. So this is what it looks like. This is what we have so far. Thank you so much, Irene Garcia. Gracias. Muchas gracias. Okay, so let me just add some simple rhinestones here and here. I can't even have the camera focus. Something nice and simple and elegant. Oh, I'm sorry. What did I do? Okay. They're screaming at me. What did I do? Gotta add another line at the bottom of your flower for the butterfly nail. Another one of what? Another one of these, like down here? Is that what you mean? Another curvy line at the bottom of the flower? on the opposite side. Okay, I'll do that once I finish with the pinky because I already have the gel on the pinky. So for the pinky, let's go a little bit more size appropriate. One smaller size on each side. And then the smallest size right here. And then another one right here. Now let's use a smaller size of caviar beads. So one caviar bead on the top and one caviar bead at the bottom. And we're going to end here with one caviar bead at the bottom right here. See, something nice and elegant and simple. Make sure that before you cure it's the way you like it. Sorry, the camera doesn't even want to focus right now. I'm just gonna cure it real quick. Yes. Yes, I do. I'm gonna give you some tea to my bestie Cola. You're gonna go to Pinterest. You have Pinterest, right? And you are going to search for gem placements. You're going to send that placement to your phone and then you're going to print it. It shows you what the placement will look like and it shows you the sizes. Right now what I'm doing to my pinky was this part right here. And you can have different placements. I could have done this if I wanted to just use gems, but because it has so much glitter, I don't want to take away from the glitter. And you can print different ones. You see? All in Pinterest. These are the creators. See? Just search on Pinterest gem placement, and depending on the shapes that you have, it gives you different shapes. These are more complicated type of designs, but you know, you have simple ones. See, it shows you how it's going to look and how you need to apply it. See, I haven't tried none of these yet, but I do have them here in case for a rainy day. You can also just type simple bling or rhinestone placement and it'll give you the pictures and how you should place them. Yes, you can take from different ones and make your own. Yep, I agree with that. Okay, let's go with the middle finger. Again, let me do something simple here. And with the brush, I'm just going to pull some of this gel here to the side. And then towards the other side. I have helped so many people when it comes to rhinestone placement, and not many people credit me when they finally do the application, which is sad. I think that if someone helps you do something, you should credit that person, but then again, that's just me. Now, the middle finger, it's obviously a bigger nail. Thank you. You should do like a V type cuticle look. Okay, we can do that. Okay, let me just, it's gonna need a lot more gel. Let me see what I can do here. Let's just try something different. The good thing about this gel is that it's, you know, it's, you can, oh my God, I have the name in my tip of my tongue and I can't, non-wipe. That's what I'm trying to say. So we're gonna do a bigger rhinestone down here in the middle. Then we're gonna do smaller size, but two of them up here on the top. And we're gonna do that same size down here. And then we're gonna go a smaller size down here. Same size on the other side. Then go smaller in size. You can choose a smaller rhinestone here in the middle. That's Viola? Oh my God! Oh my God, it's so good to see you! I didn't know that was Viola. Okay, so let's do same thing, each side. Each side at the bottom. Seriously? And then same thing here on the top. Oh my God, I have so many. Sorry, I'm not in. And I know it's not focusing because of how I have everything, so I do apologize. I just want to make sure everything is nice and straight before I cure. So again, this is a little bit more complicated of a application, but again, very worth it. And then we're gonna do that other like curvy line on the pinky. I mean, pinky. I keep thinking pinky on the pointer finger, and I think we'll be done. Yes, actually, you can think about it like that, like a crown type of look, and it helps a lot. Actually, believe it or not, it helps a lot. Okay, okay, just so that we're clear, sugar. You said this line that I did right here, curved. I should do the same thing down here. Is that what you meant? Okay. Okay, we'll see what we can do here. Then we add the caviar beads. Once we place everything, thank you for the gifts. I'm not looking directly at the phone, but it's so big that I can see it. You guys are awesome. Oh, crap. Let me move this out of the way because if not, it's not going to focus. And I'm trying to show you what I'm doing here. See, so you can see that it's kind of curved right there. Then it ends with the rhinestone right here. Okay, we're gonna cure that. This was fun. I love this set, you guys. Thank you so much for helping me. Once again, don't forget, this was a collaboration with Melody Susie. And I was reviewing this beautiful rechargeable lamp that has, the digital numbers right here. It comes with a 30-second, 60-second, 99-second button. It turns on automatically Like if you take your hand out, you see it's off, and then you put your hand right in. It has that sensor right there. Amazing. Um, as you can see, I'm not kidding. This is not plugged in. There's a plug right there. It's not plugged in. It is rechargeable. I'm so excited. I have a discount code in the description box. You can use code Nelly12 for 12% off. I am very satisfied with this lamp, actually. I'm not gonna lie. Um, Definitely check them out. Melody Susie is amazing, have lots of good products. I showed you that I did my sip with this particular drill. I have this one, and then I have this one, which is very fancy, very beautiful. This is my baby too, and it actually goes together with the lamp, which is awesome. I use this one when the other one runs out of charge, and it's been very great for me. You know, again, Melody Susie. And then I have my dust collector, which is right here in front of me. This is my dust collector. It is also from Melody Susie. So Melody Susie is freaking awesome, you guys. Let me just put some oil, and then I can show you everything. Have you guys ever done a set and you put peel off on your nails and then you wish you didn't? This is me right now. I really wish I did not put any peel off, because I know eventually they're gonna come off, which is okay because it gives me a chance to, you know. Again, I am on the road to 5K subscribers. Once I get to 5,000 subscribers, I will be doing a giveaway for everyone. So if you like what you see, if you learn something new, please subscribe to the channel. Watch my lives. I did made this acrylic myself. I have it right here. I have plenty of lives where I show you how to mix your own acrylics. And this is again what it looked like, which is exactly the same as this, as you guys can see. And these are the two glitters. I only use two glitters. And this is the website for one of them. And it's Larisy, Lrisy. I am not affiliated with this company, but they do have amazing deals. And then just find a good clear acrylic that you feel comfortable using, and boom, you got yourself several collections of glitter that you have for yourself. Then I did use for my cover color, it is from 876 Nails. It is the color Butter Cake. She is switching brands for what I know. I was very, very pleased with how this acrylic worked. This is officially the first time I use it, and I was very pleased with it. She is changing brand. I hope that she does not change the consistency of those acrylic, because those acrylics, the consistency is freaking fire. They're very buttery. I'm just mad that I did not find those acrylics sooner. But when it comes to the lamp, I'm very pleased with it. Again, I will not recommend you something that I've not used, and I will always be honest about my reviews on my channel. It does not matter who gives what to me. I will always come with the truth. Even for this one, I purchased these myself. This person doesn't even know me from Adam, and I definitely recommend her acrylics. Check out her acrylics. These are really great consistencies. And then, of course, Melody Susie, who is technically sponsoring this live. And we have that beautiful lamp, which is now my baby. She's very beautiful. Again, let me show you the inside. This blue film, you can remove it. And it has, I forgot how many lights I told you guys earlier. It is very great, and it has enough space for the length of my nails. These are very long, so I like it. So That's my opinion. I'm going to stick to it. Um, and thank you so much for being here today. Thank you so much for participating in the chat. Thank you for all your likes, for all your comments, for your help, for all the gifts. Thank you so much. You guys are absolutely amazing. And I will be here next Sunday for a freestyle Sunday, which is what I'm going to start calling my Sundays now, my Sunday lives. They're going to be called Sunday Freestyle Sunday, and we're gonna have lots of fun. Let me clean those rhinestones so they look a little bit cleaner, because the wax and everything. Now they look even better. See? Now that they're nice and clean and pretty. Thank you for giving me the thank you for the gift. I like that one. Thank you for the opportunity, for allowing me to show you something new and to show you that if I can do it, so can you. You don't have to go to nail school to make your own sets. And, this is, sort of me time, which is very important for all of our mental health. And if it's something that you enjoy, stick to it. Do not get offended if other people do not like the way you do your art. As long as you like what you're doing, it came from you, and that's all that matters. I love you all, and I'll see you guys next Sunday. Love you. Bye. Don't forget to check out the link in my description box. And there's a discount code there for Melody Susie. And this is the baby that we were trying out today. So thank you so much. Check the link in the description and you can use my discount code. I'll see you guys next Sunday. Love you. Bye.